When I first started photography, I had a budget camera, I shot everything on auto, and I honestly just thought that editing was just playing around with the brightness and the saturation. But my little beginner setup ultimately helped me to build my photography career. Before we jump in, if you've ever felt like your gear is holding you back, stick around because I promise you'll see why it's not. Hi, my friends! My name is Amanda and I'm a couples and portrait photographer based in Oregon. I got my first camera when I was 15 as a gift from my mom. I was so excited, but I honestly had no idea how to use it. I didn't know any of the camera settings. I just threw it on auto. I didn't have any idea how to edit. And when I realized that I was taking better pictures with my phone, I kind of just gave up and drifted away from using my camera. But I always wished that I could take pictures like the ones that I was seeing on Pinterest and on Instagram. So fast forward 6 years, new home, new scenery, and a whole new reason to pick up a camera. I got married and moved to the Oregon coast, and I was taking pictures of absolutely everything. My husband had a Sony a6000 and was kind of just like, well, why don't you use this? And so I did. I started taking that little camera everywhere. I wanted to take pictures of everything, but I wanted to learn how to take good pictures. At that point, my entire YouTube feed was just photography tutorials and gear reviews. Honestly, the a6000 was a really great beginner camera. It's lightweight, durable, and really good quality for its price. It really proves that you don't need expensive gear to start creating. Of course, the a6000 wasn't perfect. It really struggled in low light and the autofocus could be a bit fussy, but a beginner camera will teach you how to be a better photographer. It forced me to understand the importance of lighting and how to be more intentional with the shots that I was taking. The kit lens was fine, but definitely limited. That was the very first piece of gear that I upgraded. Let me show you some of my earliest shots. I thought these were okay, but I really wanted them to be good. I practiced almost every day, and my husband became like my permanent model. Every time I shot, I learned something new. I was pretty consistently disappointed, but I just kind of kept on trying. I watched so many hours of YouTube videos, camera settings, learning the exposure triangle, how to shoot manual, composition, editing, anything I could find. After getting comfortable with my camera settings and learning some basic editing, I offered free mini sessions in my local Facebook group. This was really good for me to get comfortable working with strangers, and again, helped me to be more intentional with the shots I was taking, knowing that they were for somebody else. Every photo was a mix of, that looks nice, and what was I thinking? But honestly, that is just where the growth happens. After doing the free sessions for a while and realizing that this was something I was committed to learning and making a career out of, I decided to start charging. I advertised $15 mini sessions on Facebook. It wasn't really about the money, but I did want to start saving for a better lens. I had done plenty of research by now, and I knew that the kit lens was a big no-no. So I saved and upgraded to the Sigma 18-55 f2.8, and I was so excited. It gave me sharper images, beautiful bokeh, and better low light performance. Fun fact, I'm actually filming this video on that same lens right now. It was the perfect upgrade for me at the time, though looking back now, I might have looked a little bit more into prime lenses. But that experience taught me a lesson. Understanding why you're upgrading matters more than what you're upgrading to. So if you're thinking about getting new gear, I would suggest waiting until your current gear starts to limit your creativity and your growth, and not just impulsively buying something because you feel like you need it. And seriously, look into upgrading your lens before your camera body. You'll get way more value from good quality glass rather than a new camera body. All right, let's talk about a few lessons that I learned the hard way. Number one would be to use what you have. The a6000 took me from a complete beginner to charging for my work. You can buy used gear from B&H, KEH, Adorama, or even Facebook Marketplace if you do your research. Amazon also has some refurbished options as well. Number two would be that light and composition beat nice gear every time. Learn about lighting and practice with all different types. This is something that I am always experimenting with and learning about. A budget camera in great light will beat an expensive camera in bad light any day. Number three would be to shoot constantly. There is no amount of YouTube that can replace just going out and shooting. The more you practice, the better you'll be. Try new things. It's easy to get comfortable with what you know works, but it's super important to branch out. And this is something that I'm still working on. Number 4 would be to keep your early work. Seriously, don't delete it, at least not all of it. You will thank yourself for it later when you're able to look back and see how much you've grown. If you're a photographer watching this right now, drop a comment with the camera that you started on. I'd love to know what kind of gear other people have started with. Looking back, I'm actually really glad that I started with a budget setup. It helped me to focus just on learning the basics and getting creative. If you're new to photography, don't get caught up in thinking that you need the best gear. Start with what you can afford, learn the basics, and just focus on creating. Gear doesn't make your photos look good. You do. I upgraded my gear fairly quickly, which I don't regret at all, but I've had plenty of bad photos even with a professional setup. I miss focus, blowout skies, underexposed skin tones, all of it. If you look back at your old photos and cringe, that is a good sign. It just means that you've grown. Those awkward early shoots, the blurry photos, terrible lighting, all helped me to figure out what does look good. I'm still learning and I love it. I love trying new techniques and trying to get out of my comfort zone. Every session teaches me something new. So that's how it all started. A Sony a6000, a kit lens, and a whole lot of trial and error. So if you're in that stage right now, wondering if your gear is good enough, I promise it is. Just keep going. Anywho, thank you so much for watching. Please hit like and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye. I bet you're wondering how we got here. You'll find out. Go ahead. Scroll, my minion. I can read. I'm thinking in silence. Should I get Pookie? Come.